Okay, everything's recording. And everything's queued up. And Wendy I've got emails as a throwback, but Wendy says she's going to be in the city, which may mean either worse or better connection. So we don't know. We'll find out.
Okay. Oh boy.
Oh boy. Yeah. And if not, no big deal. We'll do emails. And if so, great. Whatever. All right. Here we go. Getting
it all out.
Getting it all out of my system.
All out.
All right, here we go. It begins in 3, dos, uno. Coming up on TMS, did I say something weird?
A cow takes a hike from the butcher shop.
Booker shop. Robin Williams was all over Google this year.
They canceled that interview movie entirely.
Clifford, lost its creator.
Therapy Thursday and more on this episode of The Morning Stream.
Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. And since we've no place to go, make it so. Make it so. Make it so. Man, it doesn't show signs of stopping. And I brought me some tea Earl Grey hot. The lights are turned way down low. Make it so. Make it so. Make it so. When we finally kiss. Good night. How I hate going out in the storm. But if you...
Really?
Shut up, Wesley. All the way home, I'll be...
warm. Oh, the fire is slowly dying. And my dear...
We're still goodbye, then. But
as long as you love me,
so.
make it so.
Make it so. Make it so.
But what does this have to do with you?
I'm on a drug, and it's called The Morning Stream.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to TMS, The Morning Stream. It is a morning stream episode for Thursday, December 18th, 2014. I'm Scott Johnson. That's Brian Ibbett.
Well, hello.
Brian, it's just after 8 a.m. Mountain Time Zone, the only time zone that matters, and we're here once again to prove to the world that a show can be done 5 days a week on the cheap and for the love of the game.
4 days a week.
Yeah, well, yeah. 5 episodes a week.
5 shows before.
Yeah, that's true. It feels like 5 days, though, doesn't it, a little bit?
It does. It feels like a whole different day because that night vibe is so different. Like, my voice is way scratchier.
Yeah.
I think I should be doing Coverville first thing in the morning on Fridays.
Yeah, I have noticed that. Like, Thursday night will roll around. Both of us usually come in just kind of, I don't know, we've had too much cream cheese during the day and we've talked to too many people. And
rode hard and put away wet.
Oh, whoa. All right.
Have you never heard that phrase?
I have heard that phrase. I just wasn't expecting it. That's all. But I've heard it. Yep. Oh, yes.
Scratchy voice. Just,
Yeah. Fair enough. I don't know how to fix that, though, like at night.
That is more of a Thursday PM phrase, right? That's something that should have come out after 4.
Sure. I mean, maybe the answer here... Okay, I got an idea. If you're feeling a little dried out and crappy by 4:30 tonight... take a little half-hour nap before we get on. Maybe that'll do it. Maybe that'll soften up ye old tonsils or something. Right. I don't know. You know, people have tricks. It's like famous singers like Beyonce will go, oh, yeah, before every show, I drink a gallon of horse juice and rub myself down with chicken liver or whatever. And then she has her voice is all good that night. So I don't have any tricks like that for podcasting at all. I don't have exercises. I don't have some weird tea or any of that. I don't know. I don't have any tricks.
Yeah.
Somebody out there does, I'm sure. They can tell us.
I have a bottle of this. So a while back. Oh, no, this isn't it. This is clean screen. Hold on. There's another bottle.
Yeah, don't drink that, dude.
Here it is.
Don't drink clean screen.
So a long time ago, I picked up this stuff that is called Singer's Saving Grace, Soothing Throat Spray, Professional Strength. Right?
Wow. All right.
And read about this online on some podcast blog or something saying, oh, yeah, kind of this deepens the voice and like soothes the throat and all this crap, right?
Yeah.
And so I picked it up And it arrived. You know, I looked at ingredients. It's got root extracts of yerba mansa, fresh stone root, licorice root, jack in the pulpit, osha, blah, 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 echinacea. It sounds like somebody's making up herbs. Totally is it a Star Trek character or an herb?
Yeah, or a Star Wars planet. Yeah.
Right, exactly. So popped open the lid, sprayed it on my throat. Like, oh, all right, it tastes funny, but okay, whatever.
Yeah.
The next day, I got the beginnings of one of the worst flus I've ever had.
Oh, you're kidding.
No.
So so it was probably just raw timing, right?
It was probably raw timing. I can't imagine you could put a flu virus in a bottle like this and just ship it out. And there was a plastic seal around, like, you know, I had to peel off a plastic seal to get into this thing.
Yeah.
To open it. However, ever since then, and it's been 2 or 3 years, ever since then, this bottle has remained on my desk untouched and trying to decide, do I throw it away? Do I try it again? I'm nervous.
You don't want to. Well, okay. So the big question would be if there is bottled flu in there, is it in a state that it could be preserved in the bottle that long? You know, and has it mutated
right,
to be worse?
I mean, a virus will only live for so long.
Well, plus, but here's the theory. If your theory is true, let's say that this thing has flu in it.
Yeah.
You're immune to its strain now because you had it.
Oh, right.
So you could take it and pretty fearlessly take it and not worry about getting it twice. Unless that was like some kind of stomach bug, that's different.
Well, or it could be an allergy to one of the 1,000 made-up roots that are in here.
You mean all of these mystery pretend roots?
Angustifolia.
Yeah, that sounds real. Listen, Harry Potter, enough with your spells.
Angustifolia experiosis. So, you know, maybe for an experiment, maybe between now and TMS PM, maybe like late afternoon, before we do TMS PM, I will take a shot of this, or do a little spray shot of this.
Okay.
And we'll see.
Face your fears, Brian. Face your fears. I like it.
Spray throat 2 or 3 times per application as needed. Do not exceed 20 applications per day.
What if 20 are as needed? What about that? What then? See, so you called it voice spray? I just want to see what the internet offers up now for that.
It's called Singer's Saving Grace is the name of it.
Amazon Clear Voice Vocal Spray is another one. Musician's Friend has something called Clear Voice. Oh, it's the same thing. Let's see, Clear Voice in stock.
Look for Singer's Saving Grace.
$10. All natural blend of herbs. Or herbs. Maybe you got the one made of herbs, and that's why it was gross.
I have one that's made of herbs.
Yeah.
It's made this guy's herb and that guy's herb.
Performers of all kinds. Zubba, zubba, zubba. Here's a great review. 1 star. Didn't work. I tried this product to help a strained voice. It tasted good, but it did absolutely nothing to help my voice problem. Let's see.
Oh, this is awesome. Hold on a second here. I'm going to give you a page. This is the Amazon page for the product I have. And I want you to read the review. It's the 3rd review down under most helpful reviews.
And this is on which page? This one you just gave me?
The one I just gave you via Skype.
Okay. Most helpful. 3rd one down. Hold on. Most helpful. 1, 2, 3. I assume these are going to be the same for me and you.
Oh, I assume so. It's the one that begins with this works.
Oh, yeah. It's got a fake swear word in it.
Yep.
All right. So this at sign, $, ampersand, pound sign, at sign.
Yep.
Works by Michael J. Klein. Sounds like a producer in Hollywood.
It totally does. Michael J. Klein.
It says, "Before I used this product, I sooked like dish. Now I sound like this." Really brought out the clarity and depth to my singing voice. I'm impressed with the results of this product. Yes, it tastes awful, but your breath probably smells rather pleasant to people somehow. I have no way of testing this theory, however. Recommended. That guy is my hero.
Before I use this product.
That's amazing. I'm looking at it here. So this is 12:15. Singer's Saving Grace Smooth Soothing Soap Spray. Huh. I may want to, I don't know. Now I want to experiment, but...
This stuff actually works. My wife is a tour guide and lost her voice with a cold. She went to the bathroom and sprayed her throat and came back with her voice. I was amazed.
Wow. They are really the greatest reviews.
Did she have to go to the bathroom and spray her throat? Couldn't she? I mean, it's not like, people are going to think she's mainlining crack if they spray this.
Well, what gives me the most pause and makes me concerned the most is not the reviews, not the description, not the stars that people have given it, or the fact there's only one left in stock. None of that matters to me. Mm-hmm. What matters to me is they have chosen somehow in the world's largest ecosystem of online purchasing to use the worst photo ever made, ever. Look at that. Hover over that.
It's completely blurry. We should be sharing this with the chat.
Was that a thumbnail that was like 5K and it was put up on the internet in 1998? Like, what are we doing here?
I do like the fact that you can roll over the image to zoom in.
Yeah, to see what something. I mean, this is like, what is this? This is terrible.
This is the same image that Jack Bauer uses when he's trying to find the terrorists.
Yeah, but we just can't zoom and enhance. Yeah. All we can do is zoom. We can't enhance. Wow, that's really bad. And the fact that there's whatever. Look, it's 2014 people.
I guess the one that's really gets the highest reviews is Vocal Zone Throat, 24 pieces.
Vocal Zone. Brian, you're in this vocal zone.
Vocal zone.
I'm gonna. There are probably some like natural stuff, like hey, a little lemon and water will do it, or herbal tea, or some other dumb thing. So maybe we should experiment around, play with what we got. Sure. You try the spray, get your flu again, and I'll try a little.
Right before I go to Arizona. Perfect.
Yeah, brilliant idea.
Done.
The Marvel experience had a lot more experience than I expected.
I touched everything. Good luck, people.
There you have it. All right, we got a good question that came up this morning I want to read to you now. It says this. Previously on Unnecessary Question Theater, Scott says, quote, I could sit and huff on that doll for hours. I would plop down in front of the TV to watch my regimen of Saturday morning cartoons, and I would just breathe in that blueberry muffin doll the whole time I sat there, unquote. That's a little weird. That's a little weird, isn't it? Mike Range. Yeah, it's pretty weird. I admit it. Now that I see the words that I said in writing, I can see where...
I'm just visualizing you sitting in front of Saturday morning, in
my PJs. Yeah.
Oh, gosh. I'm trying to think of a quick one here that's not the obvious, like, Masters Universe or Transformers. Sitting there to watch your Captain Caveman.
Yep, there you
with
go.
With your blueberry muffin doll, or your sister's blueberry muffin doll.
Yeah, it was hers. I
quote,
took it.
Quote, unquote, air quotes.
I stole it. It was Wendy's, I think. I'm pretty sure Wendy had those dolls. Yeah, and it was so good, and I would just sit there and hold my hand. Oh, blueberry muffin. There's something about that artificial smell. And the other thing that shared the same, probably the same chemicals, was remember the markers that smelled?
Yeah, I was wondering if we were going to talk about the markers. Those markers, those scented markers, man. That couldn't have been good. Like, that's teaching kids that, it's amazing we turned out okay, right? Because we had toxic markers that were meant to smell good, that were meant to just inhale.
Yep, they were called, the ones we had were called Mr. Sketch, and they were scented.
Yep.
And they had fruit flavors. So we had, my memory, it was like orange,
grape,
peach, maybe mint, grape. Yep. And one of them was blueberry, and it tasted just like. Oh, here they are on Amazon. Here are the flavors. Here includes orange, peach, yellow. What? What's yellow smell?
Yellow, orange, peach, yellow. Not lemon, but yellow.
Oh, they have others like that. They have mint. They have dark green. Oh, I guess maybe they intersperse it with just normal colors along with the smells. Because who knows?
That's lame. So they give you like unscented, like regular scent markers.
Well, somebody in the reviews broke it down because he says that the description's terrible. That doesn't tell you what the actual scents are. Here's what they are: black is licorice. Sorry, I had to barf. Brown is cinnamon, dark green is apple, blue. Let's see, dark blue is blueberry. Yeah, that's the one. Oh, that's the one.
Oh, the dark blue.
Yeah, green is mint, lavender is cotton candy, magenta is raspberry, mint green is tropical punch. Well, that makes no sense. Should be mint. Orange is orange, peach is peach. Petal pink is bubblegum, pink is watermelon, purple is grape, red is cherry, sky blue is blueberry slushy. Oh, that might have been it too.
Blueberry slushy.
Yeah. Sunny yellow is banana split, turquoise blue is mango, and yellow is lemon. Also a big fan of the lemon. So, yeah, I don't know. I was sitting there in my pajamas, just huffing on it, watching. Meanwhile, at the hall of.
Oh yeah.
And I'd smell that thing. I got another question in here from Will from Alabama. It says, why that thing was searched so much, je ne sais quoi. Why was that so highly searched? Remember we talked about this the other day.
Yeah, right.
Dear Smokey and the Bandit. I can't believe that's the first time that one's been used.
Is there a porn star named je ne sais quoi?
I wish. There should be. If there's not, there ought to be. Dear Smokey and the Bandit,
That's certain something.
I'm sure. Let's see. I'm sure that Sonic Drive-In, or that's the Sonic Drive-In commercial, is the reason that je ne sais quoi was searched so highly. For the record, these commercials are terrible, but I guess they're catchy. If it has impacted the total number of searches on the internet, show. Will from Alabama. So he's talking about the two dudes in the drive-up at Sonic.
Yeah.
I guess people are fond of those.
Yeah, I like those. I think those two guys are funny. And what's even funnier is they made it into a film together like that. They were in that Will Ferrell thing, Stranger Than Fiction.
Oh, right.
They were coworkers of his.
Well, here's a boneless chicken ad, and we'll play it. You guys.
Man, these boneless chicken wings are great.
Yeah, I know. And I finally found myself a wingman.
You're going to use the wing as your wingman?
Yeah, for the ladies.
How is that going to help you at all?
It's going to make me irresistible.
Oh, right. Yeah, going to give you that certain je ne sais quoi.
Jenna said what?
Jenna?
Did she mention me by name, or was it just kind of like, was she just talking?
See, that's probably the one.
That must be where it came from. Wow.
All right, we learn something new every day, and if that's true, that bugs me even more. That's the most popular search because it's a stupid commercial for Sonic.
You know what though? No, this is a testament to the American people's gumption to go out, and if they don't understand what a word is, they go and search it. They go and I want to expand my knowledge here and find out what that word is that those two fellas in the Sonic commercial are talking about.
That is one way to spin it, for sure.
Yeah.
I think it might be people going, oh, I could go for some chicken. Hold on a second. What did he say? Jenna said what? I should probably figure out my no. That's more like what I think. I don't know. Who knows? Anyway, you guys are encouraged to continue to send us questions and thoughts and feelings and emails at themorningstream@gmail.com. Okay? All right? Okay.
Okay. All right.
Calling Daryl. Doing the Daryl thing.
Fair enough.
I know. It's just the way it is. Here he comes. Walking down the street with the something. What's he wearing on his feet? It is Stump a Trek Nerd, and it's Daryl's on it. Daryl's part of it. Oh, we have it brought to us by somebody. Who's it brought to us by?
Do you love video games?
Yes.
Then check out Age of Gaming at StarWalkerStudios.com. Age of Gaming is your podcast about gaming past, present, and future. We talk about current and upcoming games on gaming consoles and PC. Come join us and celebrate the journey of gamer culture from your mom's basement to the mainstream at StarWalkerStudios.com.
Lovely. Daryl, are you there?
Yes.
Cease and desist on the way.
Yeah, I want to see that Star Walker Studios. Let me just look at that. Yeah, there it is. There's a website. His name is Lex Starwalker. That can't be true.
Lex Starwalker?
That can't be. Can it be? I hope that's your real name. I really do. Oh, it says right here, copyright.
I was going to go to Moshi Station to pick up some power supplies.
Hey, you're skirting around it just enough to call it parody, I guess. Daryl, speaking of parody, you're on the show. It's you. You're doing it. You're here. You got an interesting week because so far you are one down, but the rest of the week so far good. And today's your chance to do it again. It's all been clips this week, I think on purpose, because he's trying to stump you. And now that you challenged him, it's going to get harder and harder. It'll be like one word.
He basically said, 15 seconds of Star Trek is way too much. Now it needs to be like 3.5 seconds.
Yeah, it'll be Kirk saying, yeah. In fact, you know what? Let's just do a preview. Daryl, tell me what episode you think this is from.
Hey.
All right, go. It's actually a commercial.
It's from the interview we did in 1993.
Exactly. So expect rough seas ahead. Daryl's the Trek Nerd, comes on the show, does Star Trek trivia. Today is no different, and we begin with this question. Daryl, what episode in the original series did this clip come from? Okay, here it is. Listen carefully.
And I've brought with me a hostage. Seize him!
Lon of Troyes.
Oh.
Oh, wait, I'm not supposed to say it yet.
I don't know, are you? Well, let's find out. Is it A, Wink of an Eye, B, The Lights of Zatar, C, The Paradise Syndrome, or D, The Cloud Minders?
Oh shoot!
Yeah.
Or that thing you said.
Yeah, or not existing E, which is the thing you said. No, there is no.
Really?
Yeah, it's not
that.
It's not that.
Oh my gosh!
Look at the exuberance. Not exuberance. What do you call it when somebody's overconfident? Look at the thing on Daryl.
Chutzpah.
The chutzpah on Daryl. You know he's got a lot of chutzpah. All right, Daryl. I think I mixed up two clips. You know he's got a lot of chutzpah, isn't that?
Yeah.
You know he's got
what's
talent.
the deal with chutzpah? You know he's got a lot of fish.
Oh, good. All right.
You know they wouldn't bring him more fish.
You know what? I gotta call a quick thing out. We got a lot of people for some reason. So I dared make the comment that regardless of your political stance, generally, people who run for president are nice guys. They're usually good men. Usually, I'm saying. Okay, I'm not saying everybody, but usually it's a they're people who've worked hard. They've tried hard to get to where they want to go. They have a lot of policy issues that a lot of people disagree with, but for the most part, can be decent people. Boy, did that open up a can of shite on email. And it made me really sad because people are, and again, it's right down their voting choice, right? It's like, how can you ever say that about Obama, or how can you ever say that about Mitt Romney? Like they were just as virulent on either side of the argument, and it just made me sad. Can't we all just see the glass is a little bit half full occasionally, you negative Nancys? Can't we do that once in a while? Daryl, what do you think? Back me up.
There are a few drops in every glass.
Ugh, sure. Kills me. Dare I suggest there might be a decent person in public office? Ooh, what have I done? Just freaking put needles in my fingernails. Why don't you, everybody? All right, Daryl, let's get to your birthday. No, not birthdays.
No, food.
Food first. Always food first. Hold on, where is it?
Close out the box.
There we go.
Are you hungry?
Aren't you hungry?
What's a foodie?
Okay, my wife stole the rest of the Oreos because she had a thing to go to and she took it to it. So she left me two. I don't know why two. I'm only going to eat one of these, but she left me two of the final peppermint Christmas ones.
I have to go to a potluck and I have nothing to take. I'm taking all the damn Oreos.
I mean, honestly, if you're in need of Oreos, right now is the time to come to my house because there are a lot here.
Oh, yeah. No, we're doing a Christmas thing. We are putting all these things out on a plate, and I'm not going to label them.
You get
what you get.
Yeah, you should totally do that. All right, well, let's eat these. They look nice. They have pink in the middle. They have the dark cookie on the outside. Daryl, you still don't have these, right?
No, they're a casualty of the food wars.
Well, the middle is kind of iridescent. You notice that, Daryl or Brian? I mean, it's got like a kind of a shiny, sparkly thing going on. They look like a what was the movie? The Jessica or the Stephanie Meyers movie? Can't think of it all of a sudden. The movies.
It's
vampires.
Twilight.
Yeah, they look like Twilight vampires.
Twilight cookie filling.
Yeah, exactly. So I've been doing this thing lately where I smash the cookie and I kind of work it around to make the patty come out and almost look like a burger. You ever done that?
You want edge to edge goo delivery.
Yeah, I like goo delivery on the edges. It's exactly right.
Mm-hmm.
Ice one.
So, all right, here we go. Let's eat this thing. Okay, I only have one complaint because that's fine and all.
Mm-hmm.
The middle is too. It's like sand in it. Now I know why they're doing that. It's candy cane, right?
It's those little peppermint starlight mint things.
Yeah. But I can't deal with that. I feel like I'm eating dirt. So not my favorite. The flavor's fine. That's fine.
That's funny. I don't even notice it. I mean, the cookie's so crunchy that I don't even notice any grit in the filling. This tastes like a Thin Mint.
I'm getting some True Grit. Yeah, very Thin Mint.
This is Girl Scout Thin Mint ripoff.
Ooh, careful! You'll make them angry and they'll come murder us all. Yeah, those are fine. Those are good.
The Girl Scout hackers are now working. On the Oreo site.
Good year to do it. Everyone's hacking everybody this year. All right, Daryl. Birthdays. We got anybody? Somebody?
Oh yes, that would be Susan Sackett. She is 71 today. She was Gene Roddenberry's personal executive assistant, or back then secretary, from 1974 to 1991.
Did she ever get to fire anybody? Do you know?
I don't think she did that. I think
I
she
see
just
where you're going.
Because I want her name. She should be a person that lets people go.
Yeah.
Somebody named Sackett.
I think she was a running back or something.
Oh, okay, great. Or the physician's assistant who checks your testicles for lumps.
Or she was a grocery bagger.
Oh, or no, that's it. That's all I got. Or she's the person in charge at the fair of the potato sack race. How about that, Mrs.
Or
Sackett?
she works for quality assurance for Little Big Planet 3.
You cherry topped this Sunday we've just all built together. way to go. All right, Daryl. Speaking of which, that third one's supposed to be okay, or fourth, is it? It's Little Big Planet 4 or 3? I think it's 3. LBP. Yeah, it's 3. And I
just don't know what new they can add to that.
They haven't really. It's kind of this, it looks better, obviously. New generation consoles and all that. Mm-hmm. And there's these new characters that you can do these different puzzly things with, but it's still going to be Little Big Planet.
Yeah.
One nice thing,
no complaints. I mean, that's a good.
Oh, I love this series. It's so much fun.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it's it's still got what's his name, Fry. What's his first name? French Fry. What's his?
Sackboy?
Yeah, no, the narrator. That's like.
Is it Stephen Fry?
Stephen Fry. That's it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he still does that.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that was him.
Yeah, it was totally him. He is one of, when I hear his voice now, that's what I think of as that game. I don't think of anything else he does now. I see him on like some old sketch comedy thing with like the house guy, and I'll go, oh, a Little Big Planet right there. Anyway, Daryl, back to your thing. Happy birthday to her.
First, do running backs tackle people? Because I don't even know.
Running backs, no,
Sure.
No, they don't.
Everybody in football tackles.
Well, they have
else in football.
Sure, they have to, right?
Except for the kicker. Kicker doesn't tackle anybody.
If there's an interception, well, I've even seen a quarterback get into it, because if somebody gets an interception on a short pass, and that guy's now running toward him, I've seen quarterbacks dive and tackle. They'll do it. So yeah,
do they run away more often than they do that?
Yeah, if you can't, you're trying to never get hurt when you're a quarterback, because you don't want to. Otherwise, you'd be like Steve Young and have 50 concussions and all kinds of problems. So I think they avoid getting hurt. Like they'd rather throw the ball out of bounds than get tackled into the ground.
Yeah.
But they'll tackle if they have to. If things are on the line and dude, what intercepted your throw is about to make a short run to a field, or to a, what do you call it, a touchdown. He'll tackle you. The quarterback has no shame. He'll do it. There you have it. There's my football analysis for the day. My sports music. Okay, what are we doing? Oh yeah.
Okay.
Back to the thing. That little tiny clip we played was for Wink of an Eye, the Lights of Sitar, the Paradise Syndrome, and the Cloudminders.
Lights of Sitar.
Sitar.
The Beatles were.
Sorry, Zitar, I guess.
Once.
Yeah, not Sitar. Anyway, which of those do you think it is? And when you're done, I'll play the full clip so you can see whether you were right or not. Or why you were so wrong, or I guess, or whatever.
Maybe you should. Can we start over? Just do the whole thing again.
All right, I'll play it again.
It's only 3 seconds.
I'll play it again. Here we go.
And I've brought with me a hostage. Seize him!
Okay.
I brought with me a hostage. Seize him.
Yeah.
Huh. And what were the choices?
The choices were Wink of an Eye, the Lights of Zitar, the Paradise Syndrome, or the Cloudminders.
If she's got the hostage, why does she need somebody to seize him?
I think she means seize the other guy.
Oh.
That might have been a hint. I don't know.
Oh, shoot. I don't know. The Cloudminders, I guess, because that's the one I've watched the least out of all of these.
Oh, that's why it's sounding so familiar.
That's why I don't know.
Well, let's find out if it's the Cloudminders, and then I'll play the whole clip for you. So, is it that? Whoops. Is it that?
Congratulations.
Oh, lucky guess.
You're a winner.
You did it. Kirk gets captured by some terrorists while the Enterprise is on a mission to pick up Zenite to stop a botanical plague. That sounds dumb. Here is that clip in its entirety.
And I've brought with me a hostage. Seize him!
We had a bargain. Why did you break it?
Did you really think I would trust you, Captain?
Hold on. We had a bargain. Why'd you break it? Is that what he really said? Let's go back to that.
You really think I would trust you, Captain? I'm not such a fool.
Whoops, that wasn't it.
Brought with me a hostage. Seize him!
We had a bargain. Why did you break it?
We had a bargain. Why'd you break it? That's terrible.
Why is he talking into a toilet paper tube?
I just picture him standing there going, we had a bargain. Why'd you break it? That's terrible delivery. That is awful. All right, anyway.
Did you really think I would trust you, Captain? I'm not such a fool.
I trusted you.
You thought you would trick me with your talk of your filter and your unseen gas. I don't believe you any more than Classis does.
You are a fool. These masks will free you, just as I said.
Our weapons are our freedom, and you've just furnished me with two very valuable ones. Yourself and this.
Holding me won't help you. My men will still come for that Zenite consignment.
Without your communicator, you will be hard to locate.
Your punishment will be more severe. Amazing. I forgot we have played that before in some form.
You thought you would trick me.
Yeah, I have that as another clip somewhere.
Oh, funny.
With the unseen gas.
With the unseen gas,
yeah,
yes.
Yeah.
The silent Badele. You thought you could trick me.
Oh, gosh, I hit my microphone in an unflattering way. All right. Daryl, good job. You did it.
We had a microphone. Why'd you break it?
I got to capture that out by itself. That is a terrible delivery. There you go. That's your thing. You've done it. Nicely done. Daryl's the Trek Nerd on Twitter and This Week in Trek, thisweekintrek.com, and on the Grumpy Cast, a little show he does with J. Hammond Chamberlain. Wait, I got that wrong. J. Hammond Chamberlain. That's it. I was thinking H. Hammond. Why?
H. John Benjamin.
Maybe that's what I was doing? I don't know. Went in a weird place. Daryl is now going to play a game with us, and he's going to call it what?
Is this a Star Trek Science Prize or actual prize?
Oh, hold on a second. I had a new theme for this. Where did I do with it? Hold on. Okay, here it is. Okay, I found it. All right. Sorry, say it one more time.
Star Trek Science Prize or actual prize?
Here you go. All right.
That was worth it.
All that for that.
Wow.
Z Magnes Prize.
Z Magnes?
Z Magnes. Is it like Z period? Like it's somebody's name?
You want the spelling?
Yeah. Spelling.
Yeah.
Okay. ZEE dash MAGNEES.
Z Magnes. That sounds real.
To me it sounds so fake that it has to be real. You know what I mean? Like it's too too space sounding that even Star Trek wouldn't have gone there.
Yeah.
So I think also real. All right, we say real.
I'm gonna say real.
This is awarded to people who contribute a significant advancement to society. That is Star Trek Society.
Gosh dang it, dude!
Computer.
I hate this category beyond words. The 2 days in a row, he's gotten us with that. Gosh dang it!
Z Magnes.
What Veronica would say. All right, let's.
Just a little bit of it, though. That's all she would say.
That's all she'd say. All right, what are we doing? This.
Television highlights of the news of yesteryear.
Ooh, it's time for the news, and let's get right into it. Brian, I want you for a minute to play the role of a cow, okay?
Okay.
And you are a 1,000-pound cow, let's say. Just this is all hypothetical.
Sure.
And you are in a butcher shop. And very good. You're really, you're into character. I like it.
Method acting is what I'm doing.
Guy comes at you with a, I don't know what you come at you with when you're about to be slaughtered. Like, I guess a big stick.
One of those sugar. What's his name? What was his name?
No,
Bob Sugar, not Bob Sugar.
Country for Old Men thing. The
air
gun?
the bolt gun.
Yeah. But that's what they do.
Antoine Sugar.
Oh yeah, that was his name. Oh, that movie is so freaking good.
Yeah.
I want to watch it now. Maybe I will later. I love that movie. Do you know that movie has no soundtrack? Did you know that?
Really?
None. Zero music.
Oh, wow. I did not even realize that. That's crazy.
It's part of the reason that thing is so powerful, I think. It's because the entire premise of the movie is around an awkward silence. There's nothing to punctuate the action, the drama, the anything. It's just no soundtrack. On purpose. Wow. They did that on purpose, obviously. And probably saved a bunch of cash, I'm guessing.
Yeah, probably. Hans Zimmer, we don't need your business card. Thanks.
Go away, buddy.
We got this.
But I want to score your movie, yeah? Is that what Hans Zimmer sounds like?
That would be awesome if that's what he sounds like.
Actually, let's see. Hans.
I'm working on the Pirates movie.
Yeah, it's very good. Not my best work, but I'm working on it. I want to hear him interviewed. Interview. Let's hear. Oh, he did Interstellar. I didn't know that. All right, here he is talking. This is him. It's probably nothing like I have made up in my head. Hold on,
at school. I never managed to go to university.
Oh, no, it's totally him. I never managed to go to university.
Little deeper, but the accent spot on.
When I made the soundtrack,
I never meant to go to university.
Batman is so much better with me.
Hogan.
I like Hans Zimmer, and I think it's funny now that I just assumed it was like some dude probably born in England,
a little slight accent maybe.
Yeah, German father, grew up in Brooklyn, something like that. Nope.
Now we shall pull in the violins.
Yes.
You are playing too fast.
This is a part in Inception where you do not know what is real or not. All right. Anyway, you're a cow. You're in an Idaho butcher shop.
Right, okay, yeah.
And you got chased by police. Oh my gosh, Brian is the smartest 1,000-pound cow ever. You were being prepared for slaughter, you jumped a 6-foot fence and bolted through the streets of Pocatello before police shot and killed you after a lengthy pursuit.
Oh, no.
I know. So now, endeth the role play. Yeah, you're out.
Okay, end scene.
Pocatello police shot, Scott Marchand.
Fence. How does a cow jump a 6-foot fence?
I do not understand how this is even possible. It says the cow escaped from Anderson Custom Pack, Anderson Custom Pack, a meat processing business, is what it says.
Yeah.
On Friday afternoon, early in the chase, an officer shot the cow in the head, but wounded the animal, and it kept running. The cow led police and animal control officers on a chase on foot and vehicles through the city's north side. It rammed an animal control truck and 2 police cars. Good Lord. The animal was eventually cornered in a residential backyard about 3 miles away and was shot and killed by police. You know what? Screw the police. I'm rooting for the cow in this story.
Totally. Yeah, exactly. They had their chance, right? They had their shot. They blew it.
Sure. Let him go.
Cow wins in this case.
Cow won. Humans nothing.
Right.
If he's got the wherewithal to get the hell out of there and let his instincts rule the day, who do we to say should stop him? Let him go.
Right.
There's plenty of beef.
They apparently shot that cow in the part of the brain that makes it realize it's a cow.
Yeah, right. Hit that one little spot and it became like a phenomenon. Like, what's his name?
Bruce Jenner cow or something. The old Bruce Jenner.
Who am I thinking of? What movie am I thinking of with John Travolta? Oh yeah, it was Phenomenon. That was it. Where he had a tumor, but it made him so he could do magic or something.
Oh yeah.
Wasn't that the deal? It was something like that. He had like a tumor, and then he could like control the weather or something.
Watch me make this quarter disappear. Don't touch my hair. I hate when they touch my hair.
That had it was him and I can't think of his name. Crap.
Powder.
No, not Powder. No, it is like
the guy
Powder
from the
though.
Crying Games. Yeah, the guy from the Crying Game. Forrest Whitaker.
Oh, yeah, him. Forrest Whitaker. He was in it, and then they went on together to make the incredible seminal moment film, Battlefield Earth, which really still to this day.
Oh God, yeah, no kidding.
What a seismic piece of turd that was. All right. Robin Williams was the most Googled term of 2014. Just so you know. I'm trying to find the actual... Oh, here we go. Following Williams' name on Google's top 10 searches in 2014 are, so here's number 9, World Cup, Ebola, number 3,
okay,
Malaysia Airlines, oh, remember that? Whatever happened to that? Did they ever find that plane?
No, they never found the plane.
What?
Despite all the Googling, they never found the plane.
Oh, man. I don't understand how that's still a thing you can't find. That blows my mind.
Well, the ocean is a very deep place.
It is. So is that the assumption that it hit the ocean? Or did it go somewhere else?
Yeah. I think that's an accepted truth, isn't it?
I don't know. If they can't find it, how do they know?
Well, okay. You're right. Good point.
You know what I mean? I don't know. Yeah. The mystery continues. ALS Ice Bucket Challenge was number whatever that is. Next one on the list. I've lost count now. Flappy Bird. After that. Oh, that sucks. That really sucks that's on there. Conchita Wurst. Who's that?
Conchita Wurst?
Yeah, I missed this. That's a German-looking Wurst.
Oh, really? So it's like Knockwurst or Bratwurst?
Well, it's a
Conchita Wurst?
Yeah, well, it says... Well, it's 2 names. Oh, it's a... Oh, that's interesting. Okay, Tom Newworth, better known as... it's a drag queen with a beard.
Right. The one that was... she won... he or she won the Eurovision Song Contest.
Oh, right, and had a beard the entire time.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. I'm looking at her now. Is it a her? It's still a dude. We can call him a him because there's Tom just hanging out. He still goes by Tom when he's not
plus he's got the beard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks like Kenny Loggins.
Yeah, a little bit.
There's a little bit of a Kenny Loggins vibe.
Oh, weird.
The immaculately maintained beard, I think, is what's giving me the Kenny Loggins vibe.
It's a beautiful beard. I mean, as beards go, that's a good one. What's a good Kenny Loggins song? I want to get it in my head so I won't leave. Highway to the Danger Zone.
I'm All Right, or Danger Zone from Top Gun.
I'm all right. Ain't nobody worry about me. What's he doing now? You know he
was
talent.
Just on a TV show. He played at the wedding of somebody.
Okay.
And I can't remember who it was. But it was just recently on a TV show.
Okay. Well, he's got some brand new song called I'm Free, Heaven Helps the Man.
That's not a brand new song.
Oh.
Heaven helps the man who fights his fear.
Oh, it was just posted on Vivo a year ago. That's why. Let's see. Kenny Loggins Vivo. We got anything new on here?
Archer? Was it Archer?
Maybe.
No, it wasn't Archer. It was a live action thing. I know he did the whole Danger Zone thing on Archer, but it was within the last 3 months. There was a TV show that had him on some sitcom. Had him on. He was performing at a wedding. Dang it, I can't remember.
How about the Caddyshack 2 song?
Keep your eye on.
That's not it.
Well,
I'm All Right was the Caddyshack song.
Yeah, that's the Caddyshack 2 song he did. It says here. It's called Nobody's Fool. Well, anyway, how about Playing with the Boys?
It might be. that's your volleyball montage song.
Oh, this is all just really bad. I feel bad. It's bad. It's not good. His music does not hold up. Some of it. Whatever. He's a moment in time. We all should just celebrate it. Anyway, it's got nothing to do with
all
this.
These sitcoms that people are guessing that, or TV shows that people are guessing that he guest appeared on, like Game of Thrones, New Girl, Too Many Cooks, Blackish.
Just name it. What? Just naming them because they want to name them. Nice job, guys.
Well done on the Too Many Cooks reference. Tina hated that, by the way.
I didn't see it. Too Many Cooks?
Yeah, you never saw Too Many Cooks?
No.
Okay, that's after the show. You got to watch that.
Was that on normal TV?
No, it was. It was on normal TV. I want to say it was on Adult Swim, but it's a video. You gotta look it up.
All right, I'll look it up. One thing I've noticed, my wife is really into things that are now canceled. So something will show up on Netflix for like 2 seasons. You're like, ooh, what is this? It seems like totally up her alley. And she'll get it and she'll watch it, and then by the end she'll go, Scott, can you see if this still goes on after this? And I'll look it up. Nope, canceled after the second season. Damn it! So another one she's really into right now. She's in the first season. There's 2 seasons is all. It was a sci-fi show called Alphas. Did you see this at all? Alphas?
Alphas. I remember Alphas.
Yeah, it was like
Raising Hope. It was Raising Hope.
Oh, Raising Hope. There you go. Should have been Raising
Dan
Hope.
Wally.
Jeez, Brian sucks. He just watched that show and everything. Jeez.
Captain Kipper even said it too. Yes, Raising Hope.
Well, anyway, she really likes this. It's like Heroes but better. People have like super, powers. And
I've heard good things about it. Yeah,
it's got David Strathairn in it. He's the main dude. Like that's no small catch. He's a big deal, I think.
One last thing on Kenny Loggins.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna put this in the chat room so everybody can enjoy it. His IMDb photo is the most un-Kenny Loggins looking photo.
Oh, let's take a look.
I've ever seen in my life.
Let's have a look.
It's in the chat room.
All right. Oh, what?
Yeah.
Oh, weird. Also, that more recent photo of him is also very not like Kenny Loggins.
Right. It's like they didn't take any pictures of him in the 80s.
Yeah, or also did someone tell him that you don't have to wear a suit 4 times larger than the size you should wear? What's going on? Kenneth Clark Loggins.
Yeah.
Huh. Born in 48. Wow. Oh, he's on a episode of Futurama. That's cool. Mm-hmm. Hold on, let's see.
It's probably Danger Zone. It's probably music from.
He's on Archer, an episode of Archer.
Well, yeah, that's the whole Danger. That's where the whole Danger Zone thing with Archer started.
Oh, got it. Okay, that makes sense.
Oh, he performed Footloose on an episode of. Oh no, that's not it.
He's on Tigger and Pooh and Musical 2. Family Guy, Cold Case, Saturday Night Live. Yeah, they use his music all over.
Futurama, there it is. I'm All Right. He played I'm Alright was on Futurama.
Ain't nobody worry about me.
It was on something called Boob in 1999.
Hey, I was lined up that day. I got tickets early and stayed. I watched the midnight for Boob.
For Boob.
What else? Oh, finish out the list here after Conchita Wurst, who took us on a Kenny Loggins trip we didn't expect. Thank you, Conchita Wurst. ISIS was in there, Frozen, and then the final one was Sochi Olympics. So somehow Flappy Bird more searched than ISIS or Frozen or Sochi. That's crazy to me.
Jeez.
HelloFresh.com would like you to go check them out. There's still time this year to get yourself a little HelloFresh and have it delivered to you fresh at your door. Those ingredients are ready for you to cook. 30 minutes or less, you've got a meal to celebrate from actual chefs who created that recipe. You look like a real genius in your house. This I can tell you. All you need to do is go over there to HelloFresh.com. Use the code MorningStream for 50% off for your first-time order. That's HelloFresh.com and the code MorningStream. All one word, by the way. All one word.
If communists have attempted to inject their propaganda into the motion picture, they have failed miserably.
Oh, looky here. It's the Celebrity Poop, and we start with the breaking news. Beep, 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 beep. The interview has been canceled completely, entirely. That movie is not going to DVD. They have no distribution plans at all. Sony's certain. This is a foregone conclusion that's not coming to theaters now.
Yeah.
They have straight up canceled that business.
It is, yeah. I mean, this is going to be like the Lost, like Lost Honeymooners episodes or something like that, where it's just.
Now, I need to make.
It'll probably get leaked, I'm sure, somewhere, torrented, but.
Here's what it was going to be. It was going to be a 2-hour dick joke movie that wasn't very good and got middling reviews and nobody cared about. But now it's this infamous thing that will go down in history as like the thing where Sony blinked. Some people are. There needs to be some control over people's brains though this week, because some people are acting like this is a sign that Americans have let the terrorists win. Now, I'd like everyone to just stop for a second and realize that A, Sony is not a company controlled by Americans. Sony is not a government. Sony is a company. And Sony is part of a Hollywood system that is generally pretty wimpy when it comes to losing money. And that's all they care about here. So if they think taking it out of theaters was because people weren't going to go because terrorist threats about those theaters were being issued, and so they backed down from that, it's got nothing to do with political this or their willingness to do whatever. They are not a government. They are not a president. They're not a premier. They're not a anything. They're a wimpy company who made a decision based purely on money and PR, and they're done.
And fear.
But that doesn't mean anything to us. My point is, this would be like your local bakery going, "We're not selling these donuts anymore because we got a threat that the people are pissed about the donut."
Right.
It's no different than that. I know it sucks and it sets a bad precedence for Hollywood, but it's not the government.
But it didn't. Right. But it didn't stem from. I mean, Sony wasn't the initial. The catalyst for this. It was Regal and AMC and these other movie theaters that said, you know what, we've gotten threats that something's going to happen on Christmas Day at the premieres of these to our, to the guests and employees. We're just not going to, we're going to go ahead and decline from airing this movie in our theaters.
Yeah, a lot of them did, yeah.
And when a majority of the theaters, I mean, I guess it wasn't all of them, right? Were there some theaters that were still saying?
No, there were plenty. There's some locally that were still still
going,
yeah. Oh yeah. That's definitely part of it.
Would you have gone to the movie? Like,
I wasn't going to go.
There were threats out there.
I wasn't going to go.
See this on
I wasn't going to go anyway. I was not going to see this movie until it hit DVD or something.
Right.
And that says a lot because it's on my list, my winter movie draft.
You don't even want to contribute.
I don't really care. Well, I don't care because I don't think it's. I'm actually keeping kind of a relatively calm mind about this. I don't think it was going to be that good, nor is it the kind of comedy I care about. I think Seth Rogen movies are kind of dumb, and he's directing and writing, and in this one, I mean, we're asking for me and my opinion about his work. It doesn't sound like I'm going to be all that entertained. Nothing against the guy; he's fine with his weird laugh. That's fine. But I'm not. I don't.
Freaks and geeks.
Yeah. I just don't care. I've never seen Pineapple Express. I know people say it's funny. I just haven't bothered. There's other things. I've seen Freaks and Geeks. That's it. I mean, the rest of it. I never saw Green Hornet.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
you didn't see Knocked Up?
No, I haven't seen any of these movies. I don't really care about them.
Well, then how do you know?
Because I just, I don't know. I just not interested. And I guess this is my whole point. It's like
what about,
Neighbors.
Wasn't he in 40-Year-Old Virgin?
I did see that.
As a backup character?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
saw that. And what was the one where he was a security guard at a mall or something? With Anna Faris. What was that?
Yes.
I saw that.
It was not Paul Blart Mall Cop. It was another one like that.
Yeah. You know my favorite movie I saw that he was in? Probably because he wasn't trying to be the normal thing, was that one with the singer lady. Oh, gosh. Where he plays... not Linda Ronstadt. What's her name? My mom is all into her. Has a huge nose. The way we were. Who am I thinking?
Barbara Streisand.
Barbara Streisand.
Oh, the right road trip, mom and son
road trip movie.
That's right. Observe and Report is the mall cop one.
Oh, that's the one. Yeah, I saw that and I liked that one. I think that was all right. I don't have anything, like I'm trying to say, I don't have anything against him. I just don't think he's very funny.
Well, he's not your, it's not your type of comedy.
Yeah, just not driven by
Guilt
it.
Trip. That's right. That's the one with Barbara Streisand.
So my guess is it would have gotten like 28% on Rotten Tomatoes. It would have been a middling thing. Who cares? The fact now that it's blown up into this huge thing, it's at the center point of this hack at Sony. It's at the center point of our relationship with North Korea, which blows my mind because where were they in 2004 when we made Team America? Why weren't they complaining then? I don't know.
Right.
I'm lonely.
Because I'm thinking that's a far more offensive to Kim Jong.
Well, his
the
dad,
Kim Jong
anyway.
family.
Yeah.
Kim Jong. Well, that was ill at the time. Kim Jong Il as opposed to Kim Jong Un.
Yeah. Anyway, whatever. It's a lot of hoop-ha, but I think it sets a bad precedence for Hollywood. But
yeah,
what's to stop Rogan and what's his name from doing a huge crowdfunding effort to bring the film someplace else? I assume maybe he doesn't even have the rights to it now. Maybe the studio owns it. Whatever. Who knows? I don't know. The whole thing's just so dumb.
More than this, I mean, now anything that is deemed controversial or offensive to some group, right, is going to have this potential threat levied at them. Like, would we have seen? I'm trying to think of a good recent example. Noah didn't really quite have kind of the backlash that would have.
Well, no, nobody threatened anybody. I mean, that's the big difference, right? There's threats involved this time.
The Passion of the Christ, maybe? Would
Yeah,
that, if that were coming out today, would...
I don't think anyone would care today. I think in 88, people were super uptight about that sort of thing. I don't think they'd care now. I think that a good example is The Dictator in 1941 from Charlie Chaplin, which was a complete, like, hardcore anti-Hitler deal.
Right.
And there were threats then, if the theater pushed it through, and it did, the studio rather, and the studio went ahead and put it out anyway.
Wasn't there a Jerry Lewis one where he played a clown that worked in a concentration camp and helped lead the kids to the gas chamber?
Maybe, yeah, but I mean, yes. But those, okay, so even like if you take, what was the deal with Mel Gibson and the Jesus one, the Caviezel one? What was that called? Jesus gets hit a lot, gets busted up.
That wasn't the Passion of the Christ? No, it's a different one. You're right.
Jesus gets punched. What was it called? Crap. Whatever. The Mel Gibson one. That was very controversial, remember?
Right.
People were freaking out, but it wasn't death threats. So this is different. The precedence is bad. What I hope happens is other studios would not back down from such stupid pressure. Like, this isn't me.
Passion of the Christ. Okay, yeah.
Was it Passion of the Christ?
Yeah.
What am I thinking of? Oh, I'm thinking of the one, the Scorsese thing with, no, hold on. What was that called? Damn it.
The Unbearable Lightness of Jesus.
No. No, it was, oh my gosh, this is going to kill me. Martin Scorsese. Here you go. You get the Wolf of Wall Street.
First Temptation?
That Last Temptation of Christ. That's
the Last Temptation of Christ.
That's the movie. That was
Which
very
one did I say? I said a couple of these things. I can't remember now which one I said.
I think you said Passion. I think you were right. I was thinking of
I was confusing the two. I was probably thinking of Last Temptation instead.
Yeah, that was a big deal. Passion was a big deal, but nobody was threatening anybody. This is different. So this isn't me, by the way, giving Sony a pass. I think they're being total wusses about this and totally back down, and this movie would do gangbusters if they put it out.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's not even because, I'm on the movie draft. I just think that people need to quit comparing this. This is a company making a company decision. And it sucks, and it's a dumb decision, and I think they shouldn't have backed down. The theaters that want to close also, maybe knee-jerk reactions, but it's their prerogative to do this. These are independent companies that can do whatever the hell they want. This isn't a government that works for you, so don't act like Sony is your government. They're not even an American company, for heaven's sakes. But a lot of people are acting that way. Oh, this is a dangerous precedent. What's next? Come on in and bomb our buildings again? Right. No, it's not the same. We're not talking about the same organization here. It's Sony. It's Sony Pictures, New Line Cinema, or whatever. Not New Line, whatever it is.
Whichever
arm.
Subsidiary. Yeah.
Anyway, so that's going on.
Well, we'll see. I mean, I'm curious to see what happens the next time something like this comes up.
Yeah. It may come up sooner than later because now it's kind of hot, and maybe someone else will bandwagon on top of this and say, "Man, if you release that new Penguins of Madagascar on DVD, we're gonna."
That's offensive to Italian Americans.
That's right. We're gonna blow up the whatever. I don't know, but it's but I really need people to get their rationale card out of their wallet and look at it and realize that Sony Pictures is not a government nor an oppressed people. Okay.
And I saw this just get tweeted, and Poison Elf just also mentioned it. The Alamo Drafthouse is going to be showing Team America in place of The Interview.
Yeah, I heard about this too. That's cool. So they were going to have that there just normal, right? And now they're putting this there, and they're doing a free screening, which is cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that would be fun. Seems like a good replacement because they're fearing Ronery. All right, Brian. Kathy Lee Gifford has stated for the record now that Bill Cosby tried to kiss her during a comedy tour.
Morning wino Kathy Lee Gifford?
That's the one. She's the one. Married to football great Frank Gifford. Although, aren't they not together anymore? Something happened.
I think they're still together, even though
he cheated or something, right?
He cheated, and it was pretty widely known, and yeah,
they're still together. All right.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, who knows what that means?
Saving to other people.
They have a bank account. Kathy Lee Gifford has been a very staunch defender of Bill Cosby's character for weeks now, but the Today Show co-host revealed Tuesday that the scandal-plagued comic did try to kiss her once in the late 70s. At the time of the incident, Gifford and her backup singers opened for Cosby on a comedy tour. She had been quick to stress that Cosby showed her and her backup singers great kindness and generosity over 2 years that they performed together. But on Tuesday's show broadcast, however, Gifford revealed a major disclaimer. He tried to kiss me.
Come over here, Kathy Lee Gifford.
Let me give you a big
Coca-Cola and the Jello pudding.
Think he left a big pudding mark on her cheek? Hey, she co-hosts the Today Show? When did that happen?
What? You're kidding, right?
I'm not kidding. I don't watch morning TV anymore.
You would know it. So she and Hoda Kotb.
Yeah.
Try Googling that phrase. Are the co-hosts of the 4th hour of the Today Show. And that's when it changes dramatically from, hey, here's what's going on in news, and here's, Savannah Guthrie with the top stories, and Matt Lauer and all this. It devolves into pre The View. Like, it's basically two women drinking wine on a morning show.
Yeah.
Constantly. And bringing in celebrity, gossip specialists and cooking. Let's figure out how to cook Brussels sprouts to make them delicious.
So they have a segment, but they're not like the opening first thing in the morning co-hosts.
No,
like they're not.
She's more than a segment. Okay. It is 1 full hour of Kathy Lee and Hoda Kotb.
But she's not sitting next to Matt Lauer
or Hoda Kotb.
Right. Hoda Kotb, but she's not sitting next to Matt Lauer doing the news.
No. The actual people, the actual legitimate news people leave the studio before Kathy and Hoda arrive to take their place.
They get out of there, and then someone's got to clean up after, and no more of this though.
Good morning, everybody in the news this morning. Good morning.
No, that's who I miss.
Oh, Ann Curry.
She was great. Well. Tweaked audio.
Yeah, that's funny I mean, I know you don't watch it, and I certainly don't watch it either, but I'm still aware of, like...
No, I have no idea. I have no idea what the morning shows do anymore. Those morning, like Good Morning America and all that, I assume that all exists still? I don't watch any of that. I honestly, it's been like 6 years since any of that has mattered to me. Easily.
Do you turn on the news in the morning? Do you watch the news, or is it?
I'm an unplugger, baby.
Oh, right, of course, yeah.
Yeah, I don't do any of that.
You cord cutter.
Yeah. Is Tom Brokaw still around? Is it all Brian Williams now?
It's all Brian Williams all the time.
All right. What else is going on? Is Alf still on the air?
Yeah, Alf is, yeah. He's back in pog form.
Great. It's Tweaked Audio sponsoring today's show. Before we take a break here, 5 styles, 7 colors, designed to sound great no matter what you're doing. The perfect holiday Christmas gift for the electronics connoisseur in your family. And It will be compatible with whatever device they want to plug it into. Go check them out at tweakedaudio.com. Use the code STREAM at checkout for 33% off. It's a great holiday gift. We're going to take a break. When we come back, maybe Wendy. We're going to try. She's on a iffy connection today, and we don't know until we try. So we'll try that out. If not, we'll have some emails and some fun. So stay tuned for that. Brian, do you have music to take us for a break?
Yes. Listen to your favorite Cabernet-soaked morning show hosts with Tweaked Audio earbuds.
Yes, indeed.
All right. Yes, A.K. Hermie emailed it and said, 5 years ago, my life was in chaos, but a simple lunch date changed it all. To Billy Bob Brubeck, 5 years down, 50 plus to go. Also, happy holidays to everyone Frog Pants and Tadpool related. For the first time in my life, I feel like I have a place where I belong. Signed, A.K. Hermie. Aw, we're happy to have you.
Thanks, man.
And it was a pretty quick and easy request. Now, yesterday on Coverville, I did the chronology of Christmas carols, right? So it was like going all the way back from We Wish You a Merry Christmas in the 1600s, all the way up to 1994 to kind of the most recent entrant into the pantheon of heavy rotation Christmas songs. And this is it. This was the 1994 song that kind of closed out the show. This version wasn't the one, though. Mariah Carey recorded in 1994, All I Want for Christmas Is You, covered in 2005 by My Chemical Romance. And my version comes from a Kevin and Bean's Christmas Time in the 909. It was a radio station exclusive CD that got sent around. This is My Chemical Romance and their cover of Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You.
Oh, that's adorable. Here it is. We'll be back. Stay tuned.
I don't want a lot for Christmas. There is just one thing I need. I don't care about the presents underneath the Christmas tree. I just want you for my own, more than you could ever know. Make my wish come true, baby. All I want for Christmas is you. I don't want a lot for Christmas. There is just one thing I need, and I don't care about the presents underneath the Christmas tree. But I don't need to hang my stocking way above the fireplace. Santa Claus will make me happy with a toy on Christmas Day. And I just want you for my own, more than you could ever know. Make my wish come true, baby. All I want for Christmas is you, baby. I won't ask for much this Christmas. I won't even wish for more. I'm just gonna keep on waiting underneath the mistletoe. I won't make a list and send it to the North Pole for Saint Nick. Won't even stay home, wait to hear the magic reindeer play. 'Cause I just want you here tonight, holding on to me so tight. What more can I do? Baby, all I want for Christmas is you, baby. All the lights are shining, surrounded everywhere. With the sound of children's laughter fills the air. And everyone is singing, I hear the sleigh bells ringing. Santa, won't you bring me the one I really need? Won't you bring back my baby to mine? I don't want for Christmas. This is all I'm asking for. I just want to see my baby standing right outside my door.
you're out computer shopping, a 386 or 486 computer with a VGA monitor, 4 megabytes of RAM, Windows, and an 80 or 100 megabyte hard disk is great for most people.
Hello. The Morning Stream. A drifter just passing through their town.
I didn't expect that Fletcher bit. It threw me off guard.
Hello.
Oh, wow. I don't remember it.
It's a good solid one, too.
Yeah, is this him again?
Please stop doing that.
No, this is him. No, let's see.
I'm alive. I live to safeguard the continuity of this greatest society. To serve Liberia, baby.
Sometimes I get things I don't know where we got them from.
Oh, he's awesome.
Good times. All right, hey, we're back, and I just heard from Wendy over text that she's ready. We'll see if it works.
All right.
She's at some amazing-looking. Let's see. She's at a jewel board at IKEA.
Julborg.
It's basically a Christmas food smorgasbord, and it's really good, she says. And IKEA looks much nicer in Sweden. Wow.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That looks like a cool place to be. All right, well, let's call her and see what comes of it.
All right, okay.
All righty, here we go. Okay, she's on Skype, it says. One can only hope that holds. Let's see if we get lucky. I don't know.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're not bad. Are you in the IKEA now?
I am. Can't you hear all the people?
Yeah, I can sort of hear some rustling around.
Okay, I'm going to move away from the people.
Can you explain that to me? It sounds like it looks awesome in the photo, but
it is amazing.
Our IKEA,
I really might barf while we're talking. I've eaten so much food.
IKEA looks a lot more. You know what? When you say I'm going to barf, the only thing I can picture is Dad running down the hall with you with his hand over your face. That's all I can picture.
Now everyone's picturing that.
Yeah, thank goodness. Wendy was not a quiet nor a convenient barfer. She would cause real mayhem.
I'm a frequent barfer. I honestly think I was sick a lot because I never get sick now. I think I got it all out.
I think so too. Plus, well, then you had your weird like mad ball ovary thing, which screwed everything up.
That was freaky.
That's a long story.
So what a Yule board is? Yule means Christmas.
Yeah.
And board means like a smorgasbord. You've heard of that?
Yeah, sure.
It is the Christmas eat so much food. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But it's all very, like fish and salmon, and it's beautiful.
It's not all meatballs and lingonberry jam.
There is definitely those two things, but there's also other things. And I think IKEA is probably like the tackiest place to do this.
Yeah.
However, we're not that fancy. So anyway, and the kids, of course, only ate meatballs. So that was kind of a waste of money. But, but it was really good.
That's cool. And so you have to go from, what city is this you're in then?
So now I'm in Gothenburg. That's the English version of Göteborg. So yeah, we have to drive about 45 minutes into town to see.
That's not too bad. Yeah,
that's why I have perfect coverage now.
Yeah, I was gonna say you got some sweet connections there.
When people pig out there at the IKEA Julesborg, do they, they're like, oh, I couldn't eat another bite, and then they just go lie down on the furniture?
Yeah.
Cool.
No, it's actually, we were kind of just noting how Americans would do this versus how the Swedes do it. So they take their plate back. So they don't get a new plate every time, which Americans do, right? Don't we always do that? I think.
Well, we've been conditioned to do that because usually, like, if you do go to a buffet, you barely get that last bite of food in your mouth, and somebody comes and takes your plate. It's like, I would have been happy to use that again.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's kind of
There's still some gravy on there that I was working on.
And so that's a little different. And everyone's like in a sweater. I mean, this is kind of a nice Christmas thing to do, So everyone's really old today because it's 5:00.
Everyone's really old today.
Yeah,
that's great.
It's early.
Yeah,
but it's and it's lovely. They do everything so lovely, just lovely. And I'm not Americans don't do it lovely, but it just doesn't feel like a buffet, even though it is,
Yeah. Well, it's not, for the record, it's not like we all sit around with like cheese melting off our faces and laying in our own filth
It just seems like that from TV.
Sometimes it seems that way. Well, good. Well, it's good to have you on. For some reason, there we go. I fixed it. Something weird. I'm getting a weird short in my cable. Anyway, Wendy's here. We're going to talk about a little quick therapy thing. It's actually kind of bite-sized, which is good because you're at an IKEA. You don't want to mess around.
Yeah. Small, cheap.
That's what we do. So today's question is kind of something we've addressed before, but for whatever reason, it rang a bell with me, and I have additional questions to ask about it, and I'll read it here. This comes to us from Tyler. It says, "Hello, Bolvar and Xiao Hao." Tyler here from Ohio. He says this might be a Therapy Thursday topic or just a topic in general to discuss. The other day I stopped at a red light and noticed when the person beside me pulled up and stopped, they instantly grabbed their phone and started doing stuff. Another example would be my girlfriend and I sit down to watch something and it is not 3 minutes into it and she is already on her phone doing something. And this is something that she says she wanted to watch. So it's her idea, and she's still on her phone. When did people lose their attention spans to the point that we have to always be plugged in? Thanks and keep up the amazing work. So we've talked about this before, being way too trapped by our devices, our computers, our things, or whatever. But I've experienced this lately in a way that I didn't expect. So I had this day where somebody said, "Hey Scott, I have an idea for how you might increase productivity when you got a big art project to get done. Leave your phone upstairs and turn everything off except what you need to get the work done and just see how much more productive you are." What happened instead was I kept having phantom pulls of my phone.
Yeah.
Like zzz, zzz, wait, that's not.
Yeah, I'd feel like a fake buzz, or I would reach for it and know it's not there. And then when I reached for it and realized it wasn't there, I had a pain of oh no, it's not here. I need to have it. Like that kind of weird, not I'm sure it's not like drug addictions, but this feeling of whoa, that should be here. Why isn't that here? And then having to reset my head and go, no, you meant to not have it here. You're supposed to be not worrying about that. And I was surprised how intense that was, because I thought, whatever, this is easy. People do it all the time. I'll just not worry about it. So it seems like this is not only an issue, but it's an issue for everybody. And Kim and I did this thing yesterday. I forgot. We went to get sushi with the family. It was great, wonderful new place, great sushi. And on the way, we had a plan or a goal to count as many people as we could see in their cars, either on their phones or texting while driving. And it was a shocking number. It was like 15 people in a 15-minute, 20-minute drive.
Terrifying.
Yeah, it was awful. So what the hell's going on, Wendy? What is happening?
What the hell's going on? Okay, we're all familiar with the Skinner box, correct?
The Skinner box? Explain.
Okay.
We are not familiar with the Skinner box.
We are not. Well, did you guys take Psych 101? Come on. Okay, so B.F. Skinner, famous study where they put rats in a box and they had levers. And you're familiar with Pavlov's dog, right? You can basically train the brain to expect something by treating it to a bone, or in the case of the rats, pellets.
Right.
You can also train the brain by shocking the rat. So there were variations on the study, but in essence, the Skinner box is a rat in a box pushes a lever to get the food, and then they combine shocking with the food and other things to kind of sort of look at what the brain, how it's responding to rewards and punishments. And what they found, that's kind of the beginning, and then there's many, many, many studies since. But we can prime our brains to crave a dopamine hit, even if pain is involved, right? And so what it is, and this is game theory as well, right? Which is random reward. So they would randomize when the food would come out. There were rats that will go back to the place they got food once over and over and over. Because rats aren't dumb, but they're dumb, just like we are, right?
Sure.
So what's happening with the phone is, first of all, not only it's everything. It's your email, your work, your personal life, and then loads of dopamine hits.
Right.
People like your Instagram picture. Who said this on Facebook? So you can access every bit of dopamine producing that there is. So it's the Skinner box times 1,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't usually shock you, to punish you.
Right.
But we grow very attached to it. It's like our most reliable sort of friend, right? Anyway, so you have all of that primes us for this experience. And then what happens is we're going along in our day, and we're literally creating muscle memory in regards to our phones, right? Because how often you grab for your phone or check something, your body and your mind have now memorized that action, and it comes second nature. So when you actually go without it is when you it's alarming how often that was happening. And previous episodes, we talked about some studies of various countries and their phone habits. And I think Indonesia was the worst. Ranging from the average person's probably touching their smartphone 300 to 400 times a day.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is touching it to make sure it's there, eyeballing it to see that it's still in your purse where you thought it was.
Looking at notifications on the main screen, whatever.
Yeah, hearing sort of the high end is 900 times a day. And you think, is there anything you do 900 times a day besides breathe? Right. I mean, it's kind of crazy, but really when you stop and think about how much you touch your phone, it does make sense. So we're rats. That's the summary. We're all rats. Yeah. Okay, so, but let's talk about the driving thing, because that added piece, this is what humans are notorious for, and that is to calculate risk really badly. We're really good at watching someone else texting while driving and sitting at a stoplight and pulling out their phone and judging them, right? We're like, that idiot. But I promise if I filmed you, Scott, we would see you doing all of those things.
I would never text and drive, but yes.
Well,
I will pick up my phone and answer it for sure.
Right. But that's the thing is we are special. We don't behave that way. Our moral code is different. But everybody else seems to not be able to control themselves.
Yeah.
And there is this really great moment. I don't know if you guys have had this, because I have. Because I'm just as guilty as anyone to judge other people who are on their phones too much. Is when I get caught completely oblivious because I'm transformed into, let's say, a really cool picture of Iceland on Nature's Instagram, because they have gorgeous pictures, and I'm completely in another place for a split second, because that's actually what's happening. That is the pellet that we get, is that we're transferred to another place in time or in space or away from our current feelings or situation, right? And you get caught because your child says, "Mommy, put your phone down. Don't you love me?" or something like that. And it's like, okay, that didn't happen to me, but probably could. But there's this moment where you're sort of shaken out of it, like you're in someone's way, and you realize you're that person, the person you're really critical of all the time.
Right.
And that's you. And so I think that can shift behavior. It's sort of the observation effect we tend to lack.
It's also, isn't it the same as I'll never be like my dad, but then suddenly one day you're like, oh crap, I'm becoming my dad or whatever.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're saying money doesn't grow on trees, and
all of a sudden you're realizing, yeah, right.
Exactly. Yeah. And so it's impact that it's just you're not aware until maybe a moment hits you. So I was going to send you this for you to link to at some point, or I'll just reference it. But Louis C.K. does he has a little thing on, and we've talked about this a little bit before, but it applies to this with, what's his name? Conan O'Brien.
Yeah.
Where he talks about texting and driving. And just Google it, people, and watch it. And he makes a really important point, because this gets down to the psychology of it, the psychology of the Skinner box. So we can watch a rat push a pellet over and over and get shocked and not get food, but still do it because it wants the reward. And we can think that rat's an idiot. But we will, and in Louis C.K.'s words, we will put others, we'll take a life and risk ruining our own life so that we don't have to be alone. So his point is that, and I would argue, you may start feeling alone and then you got a smartphone, but I would say a lot of people, since having so much technology, have become more and more lonely for sort of actual real contact with others, because not only are we maybe only contacting technological or intra whatever with each other, as opposed to but we're also now checked out in public space. Right. We are not with other people on a bus. We are not with someone in a cafeteria. We're all very alone in our devices. So go anywhere, go to a Swedish IKEA Yule board and look around.
A Yule board.
And you will see, I mean, I counted just before this call started, how many couples with one small child. There were at least 7 families like this. And one person is on the phone and Facebooking or something, and the other one's feeding the kid, and no words are exchanged.
Yeah.
Now that could be Swedish, but I'm thinking that's probably fairly universal to sort of disengage in a moment where you're sharing food, which is, forever is usually when we talk or connect. So I think the impact's pretty interesting. So how do you do it? Because if it's Skinner and we're all human/rat, how do we stop doing it if it's not healthy? So you tried an experiment. I think that's actually the key, is that everyone personally, first of all, does a diagnosis. Like, really, am I the guy? Do I have a problem?
Yeah.
And you figure that out by leaving your phone at home all day.
Yeah, that is a good way to. That is a very. I mean, I was shocked. I was surprised by it, and it's funny because even last night at the sushi place, after I had just gone through all of the consternation of I can't believe all these people are texting and driving on the way over here, we're now sitting down and waiting for food, and the waitress is there and she's gotten everybody's orders, and I'm still holding the menu and I'm doing something on my phone. I think I'm putting up an Instagram or something. And she goes, "Sir, you want to keep menu? You want to keep menu or give me menu?" She says. And it just went, "What? Hello?" I'm in a different world for that very second, and I realized, well, what's the difference? The only difference, I'm not moving 3,000 pounds of car here. That's the only difference.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. Which is, let's argue, better. Yes, but it's a second. That behavior, when it's so enticing and has habit forming, and you end up doing it unconsciously, you will end up doing it in a car. That's why anyone's doing it in a car. They didn't start doing this in a car. Mm-hmm. They started like, I don't know how this fandangled thing works, to now I can text while I drive, or I'm reading this or that while I'm driving.
Sure.
So I think it progresses there. I think it's just healthy to have certain boundaries and practices personally to just keep yourself in check, because we just aren't in check. So one thing, and this might be a real marriage breaker right now, I'm just going to offer for everybody, is to sit down at dinner without any devices. I know everyone, inhale deeply, and ask everyone at the table to do the same, and then have a conversation about, are you bothered by my use of technology? Does it bug you? And you wait what everyone's going to say, because we all do it and we all feel what it's like to be with someone who's doing it.
Yeah.
So it's just an interesting conversation to be had.
Yeah. Scary though, right? Like, because what you're going to do is you're going to learn. You're going to learn stuff
too.
You're going to learn stuff about yourself. Like it really,
I'm just as bad as these other people that I hate.
Yeah. And it really hit me what you said about how you're doing it. You just don't know you're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that, I don't like that feeling, because in a weird way, it reminds you don't really know what you don't have much control over what you're doing, or it makes you feel like that anyway.
Yeah, I mean, you've got control over it. You just do so much stuff like that subconsciously that it's really easy to complain about somebody else when they're inconveniencing you. They're like in front of you, swerving around. You can see they're on their phone, but not 2 seconds later, it's like, oh, got a notification. Oh, somebody's at.
Well, is this basically an exercise in learning more empathy? Because at the end of the day, there's a reason why Kim and I go out of our way to help people on airplanes whose kids are screaming. Because we feel their pain. We know what that's like because we've been there. So we go out of our way to like, oh, can we hold him? Or here's a thing to play with. I got candy. Will that help? Like, instead of just going, I can't
Mary
believe.
Poppins with that bag of hers.
Yeah, and I can't believe a freaking 2-hour flight with this kid. Instead of doing that, we try to help, and it's not because we're just. It's not because we're just the saints have moved in. It's because we know how bad this can be, or how hard it can be, and to be judged by all these strangers all the time. So
and you point out something really important, is the Hawthorne effect, which is the mother with that baby on a flight is 100% aware everyone's staring at her.
Yeah.
She may be wrong about that, but it feels that way. When you are on your phone in your car, do you think anyone's looking at you? You just watched 12 people do something. They probably would be really ashamed that someone was watching them.
Yeah.
Or at least have tried to hide it if they knew. So there is something about being unobserved. But the reality is we're all observing everyone doing it when we're not doing it. So it doesn't seem to impact us. We don't seem to go, I bet someone's watching me and I look really bad right now.
No. Usually you get
We
defensive because if you think somebody's seeing you or someone tells you, hey, I saw you do that, you're going to be all, it's none of your business. They're going to get defensive about it.
And you know the real reason is because consciously you aren't even in the room.
Yeah.
You are in Iceland on nature's Instagram.
Right.
That tends to be where I am.
Right.
And so let me throw out this last thing about Louis C.K.'s thing. Just watch it, people, because he brings it down to psychology in a way that's funny. So it's really like approachable, and he tells his own version.
Mm-hmm.
And it was good. He said, you know, what happens is you're in your car, and when you're in your car, it's the only time really in your life where you're like, oh yeah, I'm totally alone. Oh, and then the feeling of loneliness rises up, or whatever feeling that hasn't been dealt with is rising up.
Mm-hmm.
So then quick, I gotta text and see if somebody loves me, or get a dopamine hit, or I'm connected, or I'm not alone.
Make sure
right?
I'm still in touch, still relevant. Yeah.
Yeah. So then you do that, which means, you know, risking others' lives and your own, so that you don't have to feel that. And he makes this point, which I think is dead on, and that is, if we never feel sad or alone, and we always medicate it with these bursts of dopamine, then we never feel enough. And that means we also don't get happy enough, right? It's sort of like dulling the whole shebang instead of just dulling pain.
Yeah.
And I see this all the time with clients. They're always really surprised when I say, so you never put your phone down, and you spend this much consuming media. You know, I can guess what they're doing based on sort of a level of numbness that they've come to. So the quick dopamine hit gives you so much of a high. It's like chemical dependence, right? And then you can avoid feeling sad with that, but you never really feel very much. So he describes, it's pretty funny, you need to go see it, but he describes hearing a song that makes him sad, and it was on the radio, and he decided, instead of turning it off and trying to find something to make him happy for a second, he would just pull over and sing the song and cry and feel sad. It's really funny how he talks about it, and how cathartic it was, and that it was real, and that he felt really better afterwards. Not some sort of Skinner box, a little bit of dopamine medication. It was real relief, right?
Right.
And which is ultimately what grief and sadness is. It is a balancing effect to. Everyone wants to be happy all the time and never feel bad.
Right.
And so we found a way to do that. We found a way to numb all the pain and, sort of keep just high enough, but not necessarily. And, for most people, they're like, yeah, I don't have this problem. I don't know what she's talking about. Then leave your phone home for a day and you tell me that you aren't human, or maybe you're just not into it enough. And that's possible. I guess there's old people, maybe.
Sure. I had an experience the other day that was eye-opening for me, and that was this. I think it goes with what you're saying, but I was saying something on Twitter. I don't know what it was. Something I'd posted, and I put up a link, say, hey, check it out. We put this up. And somebody came back just out of nowhere, totally, not connected to the conversation that I was trying to have with people, and just made some trolly, mean remark about something. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head, but it was something that just made me feel bad. And I remember at the time, usually I can just go, whatever, and block that guy, who cares, right? This time, it just really, I don't know, it's the way, the words he used or whatever, it touched a nerve. And I found myself relieved when I saw another tweet who happened to catch that conversation, and that person who follows me condemned the first troll and tell him to go away and what are you doing here and that's lame. There was like this feeling of relief. Okay, it's okay because there's still somebody else out there. It's a dumb thing to feel because there are 45,000 of those people out there. They followed me for a reason, and some of them, they may be trolls or whatever, but the huge proportion of people are there because they like what I do and they want to hang out or whatever. This guy, one guy, puts a fly in my soup, and all it took was one other guy to come and say, hey, you shouldn't have put a fly in his soup. And then all was right with the world. Like, that's a weird psychology, even by my standards.
No, it's super normal, which is there's a fly in your soup. Anyone going to eat that soup? No. That's all it takes. Our brains are wired to find the negativity and hold on to it to protect us.
Mm.
So at 45,000 likes and 1 dislike, we're going to pay attention to the dislike. And there's another thing here, which is we all want to be liked, right? I mean, some of us are more motivated by that than others.
Yeah.
But you want to be liked. So here's a great example. You only send me positive feedback from Therapy Thursday.
That's true.
Which I really appreciate, because I have no desire to hear something bad.
Well, for the record, we haven't gotten any yet that's bad. We haven't had a single criticism, which is weird.
Your assignment today, people, is to write in how annoying my voice is, or the fact that I'm in IKEA and it echoes. I am in the chair section, which is
you sound great.
Yeah, you sound
actually.
really good. Some of the best you've ever sounded.
I think
I
people are going to recommend you come here.
Yeah, just move into Guthelberg or whatever it is, and you'll be good.
Guthelberg.
I
Anyway,
just say move into that IKEA. I mean, you've got rooms.
Yeah, why not?
It's awesome,
Yeah.
and they're so. I'll tell you what makes sense. IKEA, when you live in Sweden, there's stuff in IKEA. You're like, what is that for?
Yeah.
And here I'm like, everything makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like the window shades that darken the room because the sun's up for 48 hours straight in the summer.
Yeah.
I mean, it just makes sense. Okay. Anyway, back to my point.
Yeah.
So you act like and there's a reason I don't want to know. And it's because I'm not going to really do anything different. Right. I'm not going to hear some constructive feedback from my boss and be like, you're right, I should use different words or whatever. And I think that sometimes happens is you're going to hear criticism that you can't do anything about.
Right.
And so why hear it? But it's so human to hear it and to hear it loudly.
Yeah.
So you bring up a good point. And I think this is, I have a lot of clients right now with the same problem. So it's kind of timely, where they are crippled by criticism and they're trying to do something online. They're trying to be writers, they're trying to be performers, they're trying to be artists. And there has to be a way to protect yourself, to get some feedback that's productive. And it's a tricky balance. And I'm sure you guys are way more aware of this than I am. But it's tricky because psychologically it can be very difficult to keep putting your work out there when it's, sensitive and vulnerable and,
Sure.
So thank you to the one dude who writes in and defends, but there's something, that's something very normal. This happens in the halls of junior high. I mean, we're really not that different. You want to be liked, you want good feedback. But I think, now you're in this giant room
Mm-hmm.
where people can yell from any corner. And I think that can be tricky. So
some of it is just waiting for it. Like, oh no, I've said a thing. Now, what will be said in return? Like there's the factor you hadn't really considered before. Like I don't necessarily like people who can just brazenly walk into a room, make a statement, and walk out and not have no care in the world about the impact.
Yeah.
Right.
I just can't bring myself to be that guy. And when it's online, it's even more intense because instantaneously.
But don't you know that guy doesn't know he's doing it?
I guess. Do I? I don't know.
Yeah, the guy texting you just saw it would swear up and down he didn't touch his phone on that drive. I promise you.
Yeah, I guess so.
So there's got to be. I mean, could a troll please call in? I would love to hear because you know what? They don't think they're trolls, unless they're really like, that's my job. I'm a troll.
Well, then they won't call in, will they? You know what I mean?
Yeah, done. See, it's like the white whale. We'll never find one.
All right, fair enough. I don't know. It's just an odd. It's an odd thing that I feel like we've touched on in lots of different ways in this segment and even on the therapy show. But for whatever reason, it just right now feels, in a year that was, and a lot of this you missed because like you probably don't even know what this whole Gamergate mess was or any of this other stuff.
Oh, I do now.
Yeah.
My podcasting was super behind, so when we talked about that, I really didn't know.
Yeah.
And now I've listened to plenty about it.
It's a mess. It's a mess. And it's still a mess, and it's kind of died down, but it's still stupid. And this has been the year. If you wanted to be a jerk troll online, you had a great year. This is your best year ever.
Year.
Yeah.
Right.
And I don't know why that is. I don't know what happened. And a lot of that is straight up, your perception will vary of how bad a year it was for that, because if you are Mr. Hooked on, can't stop looking at social media all day, you think is the worst year of all time.
Right.
If you're an average computer user who just needs to check their email and occasionally see how grandma's doing on Facebook, you don't have any idea.
Right.
So sometimes I wonder how imaginary our world is,
It is 100% imaginary, by the way.
Hmm.
Yes, you're right. But I heard a discussion about it I thought was really interesting about sort of why the culture of gaming is sort of fertile ground for this to happen.
Mm.
And it was a territorial thing. So it's interesting because you think, are there really such misogynist idiots
Mm-hmm.
in this little collective? And we talked about, is there two of them, or, you know, is this really a group of people? Are they really that anti-women? Are they really that whatever? And I heard someone sort of discuss it as, it's sort of like someone comes into your territory and says, yeah, I'm not really into what you're doing here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to criticize it. And, you know, so no, it isn't maybe what was ever said, any of the and I'm of course taking one facet of this, but maybe the feminist part of it,
Mm-hmm.
so much as you just came into my room and messed with my stuff.
Yeah.
And there's a small, and this is very human too, which is we're special, we're a group, and there's a double down effect when you feel threatened and people get stupid. There's like a major German comparison here in the 1930s. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And so you can, that's pretty human to be, anyway. So there's a lot of psychology to it that makes sense when you sort of stand back and look at it. But when you're in the thick of it, you think that the whole world is revolving around it, which is what happens when people do my social media fast for 30 days, is they are shocked at, first of all, how unreal their life is, how much time they spend on things that are not real.
What else is weird is that, you know, this stuff is, there's a huge portion of, say, the gamer public, people who play video games as a hobby and really enjoy it, who are standing back going, what is going on? What is all this? Why are people doing this again? Like, what is the motivation? Like, it feels crazy to the majority of people who would call themselves quote unquote gamers, even hardcore gamers. So the problem with this whole thing we're talking about today is all of it makes it seem like, what's the old term? Tempest in a teapot. To some and to other people, a hurricane of the largest magnitude.
Right.
Yet it's the same issue, but some see it as this tiny little thing, and some people see it as this huge thing, and then some people are just baffled by it and don't want to get involved. And I don't know how you get around that, because the web has a terrible way of expressing scale. It already had it's bad at explaining or being good at explaining age or maturity or any of that.
Yeah.
You don't know if you're dealing with a 13-year-old or a 50-year-old. You never know.
Right.
And there's no way to really know.
And grammar is not a good indication like it used to be.
Yeah. And the scale is just, there's no reckoning with the scale of it. You don't know how big or small or any of that is. And that, until that goes away, and I don't see how it does, this is it's an issue that never goes away.
And I know I mildly obsess on bringing everything back to individual psychology, but ultimately that's what creates collective psychology, right? So take the texting. So I'm going to give homework to everyone, because, you know, it's Christmas and you people need some homework.
We're off. It's vacation.
Yeah, no way. Now that real school is out, here's what I want everyone to try. First of all, you got to do, so there's a couple things. You got to observe, right? Scott, you've already tried this. You've observed and you've tested. And so everyone just observe for one day. Count, do a number, make it hard math. How many people do you see on their phone in social situations in their car? However, whatever way you want to gauge it.
Yeah.
So you're heightening your observation, and then pay attention to yourself, your own usage. And I'm going to tell you right now, you're wrong about your own usage. And then take it away, and then really have Scott's experience where you're feeling for it all the time.
Yeah.
And the thing about that is, you're not going to feel that much different with a day off. But if you could kind of regularly infuse some time away and set some personal boundaries about that, you're going to find there's a big difference. This is not, don't use them, don't touch them, don't be obnoxious. It's about, are you happy? Do you feel like, and you might be like, how can you extrapolate happy from that? But I promise you, I've seen so many people eventually get to a place where they feel differently because they've set boundaries around their not letting their phone run their life.
Right.
P.S. Everyone walking by is staring at me because I am the only one speaking English.
Oh, weird. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of Russians here too. And then there's a
trouble.
lot of like Syrians. There's a lot of Syrians. They make the best pizza.
Hold on a
so
second.
when you think of Syria, I want you to, it's terrible, terrible. But think of the ones who made it out and they're in Sweden making freaking kebab pizza to die for.
That sounds amazing.
Sounds
so
really
amazing.
I wouldn't have guessed
And they
those.
learned Swedish way faster than me. I'm kind of mad at them. Anyway.
Wow.
So I'm gonna go because I'm making a scene.
Yeah, have fun with that. May the Americans ever rule the IKEAs of Sweden, and have a fun week. And I guess we're not
I
here
will.
next week,
And
so
Merry Christmas to everybody.
Yeah.
And good luck without your phones.
yeah, have fun with a Christmas-free phone or phone-free Christmas, everyone. All right, Wendy,
And
stay
I
out of
would
trouble.
love to get an email from someone who does it. Just tell us what happened.
Okay, we'll get some feedback.
Okay.
Bye.
Cool.
All right, she's out. I'll talk to her again before Christmas, of course.
Of course.
Yeah, family, you know.
Seemed kind of weird to ask her to do a Swedish word while she was in an IKEA.
I know, right? A little
looked
bit.
at by people for speaking English.
Yeah, I wasn't going to ask her.
Like,
I wasn't
I'm going to laugh at your language. He
didn't feel like playing her yodel song was appropriate either.
That's right. By the way, for those in the chat room who are demanding it, like rats in a maze.
Guy's the best. I
There was a few references to rats and mazes.
I don't think I ever captured that rats thing, or did I? Hold on.
You had to have.
Did I?
Look on your Tango and Cash page.
Let's see. I got a whole one dedicated to that movie.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think I have it. I don't think I ever
Oh.
did.
Oh.
I think I have. Okay, what's his name?
Palance, Jack Palance.
Jack Palance.
And don't bother calling Cleo because she's out, but we do have. I do have wrap up.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see. Is this it?
What the hell is?
Nope. Is this it?
Ooh wee.
Nope. Is this it?
Da, 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 da.
Nope. Here's all I got.
Say, this son of a bitch makes a connection with us and with Axis Chemicals. What kind of damage are we looking at?
There you go.
Wow.
Yeah, that was the Batman.
You know
bill.
you've got Burnout, right?
Do I have Burnout? I don't know. What's Burnout? Oh, hold on. Yeah, let's see. Maybe I've labeled it funny because I just can't find it.
Burn in hell.
No, Matt Fletcher.
Burn in hell, you little green bastard.
That's not it. All right, well, forget it.
Well.
Let's play now a game called You're Cleo, and you've
I'm
got,
Cleo. Actually,
yeah.
Jeannie is Cleo. Jeannie is Cleo by proxy.
Oh, lovely.
And she collected a few tadpole comments today.
All right.
So when you were talking about Wolf of Wall Street and saying it was full frontal everywhere, Talgeese said, full frontal everywhere is my Bare Naked Ladies cover band.
Okay. That sounds about right.
About the bad blurred potato, or the bad blurred picture on Amazon of the singer's Saving Grace stuff. Brain Goose said they took that photo with a potato.
All right.
Age of Trollbot said, keep yelling enhance until science happens.
Nice. You know what? Your delivery today is my favorite part of this because your delivery is like Catskills era, like comic guy on the stage.
I'm waiting for the
yeah, the at the end. That's great. All right. Anyway, keep going.
When we were talking about the cow that jumped over the fence,
Yeah.
E. Kardashinsky said, well, they can jump over the moon. I'm sure a 6-foot fence is nothing.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Ha-ha. That was pretty good.
How's that for your comedy?
Take my wife, please. All right.
Please tip your wait staff. They're working hard for you.
All right. Well, it was as if Carrie was here. It's like she never left.
Just like it. Just like it.
Oh, that's right. She told us last week she wouldn't be here this week. We knew this.
Whole week. Whole week.
Frogpants.com/TMS is our website. You can email us themorningstream@gmail.com. You can always leave us a voicemail. Might play it on the show. 801-471-0462 on Twitter. Coverville. Scott Johnson. Morning Stream. Is that it? Yeah, we'll have a new show tonight, 4:30 p.m. Mountain Time. I think Dan will be visiting us for some last-minute recommendations for board gaming over the holidays. And that should happen tonight. So be here for a brand new episode of TMS PM! All right, Brian. Should we go now?
PM.
We should go. What music do you have now to go with?
All right, so I have music to go, and this is cool because it's another twofer, another way that I can actually get 2 emails covered with one song. Love that.
All right.
Rob Dalton wrote in, said, hey guys, this is just an anytime request. I want to hear your most rockin' badass cover of Gimme Shelter by the Stones. I trust, and that gets cut off. Fantastic. I trust Brian's impeccable judgment. Oh, well, that was a good thing to make sure that I see. So good.
Very
glad I
impeccable.
extended that to
Sure.
read that extra little bit. Also, Marquis, a.k.a. Darth Marquis, said, hello, Scott 3PO and Brian 2D2. Hey, guys, this Friday, December 19th, will be the date I celebrate my wife, Amber, a.k.a. Mrs. Darth Marquis, the awesome and lovely lady she is, and the date she was brought into the world. She can't make the Kessel Run in less than 12 parsecs, but she's definitely got it where it counts. No modifications needed. Hearing you two crazy dudes scream her name on an episode will certainly make her smile. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday, Amber!
This is Darth Bart. We didn't really scream it, though.
No, we didn't. You want to do it one more time? I'll stand back a little bit.
I think it should just be the word Amber as loud as we can. You ready?
All right, so 1, 2, 3, Amber is what we're doing?
Yeah,
okay.
So you count it.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
Amber! All right. Let's see if my wife comes in and thinks something's wrong. Anyway, nice.
I'm yelling Amber. May the force be with you, yos.
Yeah.
Good closing.
Yeah. Good man, that Darth Marquis.
Yes, absolutely. And he also requested any cover of the Rolling Stones. So I was like, perfect. All right, Rolling Stones cover for the win. This is a really cool one, too. This came out on a really good cover album a couple of years ago called Rediscovered. And it was, like with disc in parentheses. Anyway, you'll find it. Yeah. It's Puddle of Mud. Came out in 2011. Had a bunch of good covers on there, including this one of the Rolling Stones, Gimme Shelter. Closing out with some rock and roll here for you for your Thursday morning.
Been a pretty rockin' week, I've noticed, in the covers.
It has.
Hope you guys enjoyed it. We will be back tonight with a new episode of TMS PM. And again, that brought to you by patreon.com/TMS. Contribute today and be a part of why that's so rad. All right, that's going to do it. Here it is. We'll see you guys tonight. We will see you guys tonight. We will see you guys tonight. I don't know how I
see you guys tonight.
Said that wrong 2 different ways. There was the third way. There you go. See you guys tonight.